if you had a wall removed and you've said to your builder, hey, I'll finish off the floor, don't worry about it, just to keep the costs down, and then wondered, actually, how do I do that? How do I go over that place where a wall has been removed? This is the video for you. Short, sweet, we'll keep it simple and tell you all the steps that you need to do to make sure that you have a nice, level, flat, and also waterproof floor to stop any rising damp after the job. Step one is to remove all of the damp-proof membrane. So this is either a plastic strip or a tar strip that sits on top of the old brick where it's been removed. If it's an internal wall, that'll just be one course of bricks for the most part. If it's an old external wall, you might have 2 layers of brick that you need to remove that from, and a void between the 2. If you do have a void where an old external wall has been removed, which is known as a cavity, all you need to do is put a damp-proof membrane, so a big plastic sheet, down into that void, fill it full of concrete, let it go off, and then trim away any remaining membrane. Your builder will have probably done this for you anyway, so it's usually already done. Remove any loose screed. So when they're removing the wall, the vibrations can often free up some of the old screed, and depending what's there, you need to chip that back and get back to a completely solid floor. So no hollow noises when you're tapping around. If you have thermoplastic tiles there, just be mindful that sometimes those can contain asbestos. It's always worth getting a testing kit online, just making sure if you're dealing with asbestos tiles. If you're not sure what those tiles look like, they're usually around about 9 inches square, can be blue, red, green, and are about 1 millimeter or 2 thick. So next, we're going to prime the area. So wherever you've removed any screed, you're just going to go over with some diluted, usually 3:1 prime it, or equivalent product, and this reduces the suction, it stabilizes the surface and makes sure that the top leveling compound that you put on doesn't dry out too fast or misbehave. If at this point you've got divots in the floor still or big discrepancies, we're talking 30 mil plus, you need to get those filled out and leveled up. You can use something like Patch It for this, and what that does is it brings the surface roughly level and within tolerance of the leveling compound you're going to be using. It's important at this point as well that you're using a moisture tolerant self-leveling compound. So now things are broadly level. The next step is to put some liquid damp-proof membrane down. So DPM It is a great example of this product to use for this application. This rolls on and you roll it over the entire area, and going around about 1 meter to 1.5 meters either side of where the wall was removed. But to be fair, the wider the better. If you cover the entire floor, you know that you then got a sealed membrane across the entire floor, you're not going to get any rising damp from below. Now, to make sure that your final layer of self-leveling sticks properly, and then you can get on with your fancy flooring and have everything looking nice, you need to make sure that you prime the DPM It. It is a very smooth finish on it, and for this you would use Prime It again, but in this case you wouldn't dilute it. Again, check the instructions on the bottle just in case this product gets changed in the future, but the broad instructions are use it neat, it goes on, and then you need to get your flooring laid relatively promptly after that actually, so that you don't get dust in the primer, which can affect the performance and adhesion of the self-leveling compound. And at this point it's the fun part, floor leveling. And if you want to see the whole journey of how this all works out and how I messed it up, fixed it, messed it up, fixed it, and fixed it again with the help of the guys from Ultracrete, we have a whole YouTube video for that on how I fixed the floor at my personal house. But the next step is mix up your leveling compound. Make sure you use the right amount of water. Don't trust a measuring jug. Always weigh your water. Measuring jugs apparently lie. Didn't know this. You'll find if you watch the other video, you'll see what the consequences of that are. When you pour your leveling compound, make sure you use the right tools, pin roller. This relieves air bubbles. And at this point, you've got a nice flat floor. You just need to let it set. If you want to see the full details on workflow, tips, tricks, the lot, and the nuances of what to do, we have a video available for that.